Something serious is up with Donald Trump's health, and it is now obviously clear. He posted a video that reveals a mysterious puzzle that hints at a deeper crisis lurking beneath the surface of his outward bravado, and some on social media have flagged the video as a sign that the convicted felon is facing a number of medical problems. I mean, the man is entangled in a web of legal issues. He was just convicted of 34 counts of falsifying business records. The woman he allegedly cheated with is begging his wife to leave him, and he's in the thick of a presidential campaign, just to name a few of the things he's trying to balance. I can't say those things are responsible for the medical crisis caught on camera, but those stressors can't be helping his well-being either. The weight of his legal repercussions are bearing down on him, threatening to unravel not just his business empire, but also his family and presidential aspirations. Speaking of his presidential aspirations, in the video where Donald Trump appears visibly unwell, he was passionately urging his supporters to utilize all possible means to cast their votes, including through mail-in ballot. That's really interesting since that is a method he has consistently criticized as fraudulent for years while promoting false claims of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election. So I was blown away on Tuesday when the Trump campaign announced a new program aimed at promoting, listen to this, absentee, mail-in, and early in-person voting. The new effort, dubbed Swamp the Vote USA, comes as Republican officials ramp up calls for their voter base to embrace early voting and vote-by-mail options ahead of November's election. The new initiative is part of Trump's Force 47, which is sponsored by the Republican National Committee and is focused on turning out voters in battleground states. It marks a sharp reversal from Trump's repeated calls to end the practice of mail-in voting altogether and his discouragement of Republicans from voting any other way but at the polls on Election Day. But we're used to him taking wishy-washy stances on just about everything, so that's not what made everyone raise their eyebrows in the video. What really grabbed everyone's attention was Trump struggling to keep his spit in his mouth and off the camera during his speech. Patriot Takes, an organization that monitors right-wing media, captured two of these questionable moments and shared them online. We're about to watch those two clips from the video, and be sure to pay attention to his mouth.
Many Republicans like to vote on election day, like to vote on election day, like to vote. And we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024. On November 5th, 2024. 2024.
So that first clip, the spit flying from the former president's lips, could have been passed off as just an embarrassing moment. But what happened next cannot. That unusual scene with foam, froth, and spit emerging from his mouth as he continued speaking, it really screams something is medically wrong here. Trump's critics were noticeably unsettled by this foamy image and weighed in on the significance of these visual cues, with some speculating on the potential implications for his health. As the Huffington Post put it, some critics were more than a little freaked out by the foamy image. One critic said, "I like presidents without rabies." Ouch. Trump is probably still getting used to his new prefix, convicted felon, but Rick Wilson with the Lincoln Project added another one to his list of nicknames, calling him Rabbit Don. That's just the beginning of these replies. Let's look through some more. Why is Trump foaming from the mouth? This is the stuff of nightmares. Yikes, said Republicans against Trump. Dark Brandon, President Biden's laser-eyed internet alter ego, should demand that both candidates must take a rabies test before the debate. Trump literally foaming at the mouth like a maniac during his nonsensical rant. Why would they use this take? Valid question here. He is visibly spitting and foaming from the mouth. There is no way his entire campaign failed to see that. The man was clearly struggling. It makes me wonder if they did try to reshoot it and this was just the best take they could get. If that's the case, Trump is in really bad shape. Here's an idea. Maybe cut the camera off and get him some medical attention instead. The only thing the video accomplished was, 1, we saw Trump flip on his own argument about mail-in voting, and 2, more controversy and buzz to keep people talking about him, but for all the wrong reasons. Here's another. What the heck did I just watch? Another critic asks. Well, I did some digging, and medical experts say what we watch, foaming or frothing at the mouth, occurs when excess saliva pools in the mouth or lungs and mixes with air. This could be caused by drug overdose, seizures, pulmonary edema, and like many critics suggested, rabies. So which one is it? Is Trump using drugs to cope with the stress of his scandals being exposed and him finally being held accountable? Did he get bit by a bat or a raccoon and caught rabies? Or is it pulmonary edema, the condition that occurs when too much fluid builds up in the lungs, making it difficult to breathe? Experts say no matter what the causing issue behind frothing from the mouth is, it is usually always a medical emergency. So Donald Trump's health is a wild card now. He is falling ill in the midst of a heated election season. This changes everything. How will this impact the campaign? Well, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, sympathy might keep Trump loyalists loyal, but on the other hand, they won't be able to deny that his health and ability to lead this nation are now in question. This has to be a turning point in the campaign. Voters must see that we cannot afford a president who is unwell and struggles to complete a sentence without frothing from the mouth.